What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, I'd like you to consider hitting subscribe, hit a like on the video, jump down in the comments. With that out of the way, let's jump into the video. All right, and as the smoke clears, we are back. Saturday night in the man cave. Decided to work on a little project I've been wanting to do for a while. I decided to dehorn my North American Arms Pug. And if you don't know what dehorning is, it's when you take all your sharp edges off of the firearm. And North American Arms, especially the Pug and the Black Widow, they're chopped straight off and they're very pointy. All the edges of the frame and the barrel are super pointy. You can open up a box with them, that's how pointy they are. So I'm in a Facebook group for North American Arms, and a gentleman posted a picture of a pug that he dehorned. And I really liked the way it looked, so I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. So I started out with my files, my Dremel, some emery cloth. This is preliminary. We're going to hop down the bench in a minute and take a look at it. But it's coming out pretty good so far. I'm not in a rush to get this done. This isn't my primary firearm. It's just a little backup, a little get-off-me gun that I like to carry. And so I'm not rushing. I'm just going to work on it at my leisure. So once it is done, I'll do another video, and I'll post pictures on Instagram and on my Facebook and show you guys the finished product. But again, we're going to hop down the bench in a second and take a look at it. But the dehorning process is just taking the sharp edges off. I do own another firearm that is dehorned, Sig Sauer P938. It's great. It has all the edges are real rounded on it. I love the way the rounded looks on a firearm, and plus it serves a purpose. It's so when you go to draw, you don't snag on your clothing, and especially for holstering in and out, it just goes in a lot smoother because the edges are rounded. So it just makes more sense. All right, so we're gonna hop down on the bench and take a look at what I did so far. All right, so we're down on the bench with the North American Arms Pug. This is a project I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's Saturday night. I was sitting down here in the man cave. I said, you know what? Let me start on this project and have at it. So I started dehorning this, and dehorning is taking off your sharp edges. If you guys are here for this video, you know how the Pugs are just cut straight off. They're just very pointy and sharp on every facet of these guns. They're built nice, fit and finish is nice on them, but as far as the edges go, they don't do any polishing to any edges from the factory. Everything's sharp. Even the cylinder is sharp. So I even dehorned this cylinder. The edges on the cylinder, I also took these down and rounded them out so they're nice and smooth now. Before, you'd almost cut your finger on them. And then as we could see the nose here, I started rounding off the nose, rounding off the top. There's still a lot more to go on this, but this is just preliminary. Rounding off the takedown pin, around the bottom, getting that nice and rounded off. That's going to be a lot more. There's the front. I apologize for the lighting, guys. I'm waiting on some studio lights, so this is going to be very reflective for right now. This gun has been sent back to North American Arms, by the way. If you see this part of the Trijicon sight up here, that it's nice right there, the dovetail. Now take a look at this side. It's chewed up. This thing was crooked when I got it from the factory, so I sent it back to them. I didn't want to mess around with it because what if I snap it or screw it up? I just bought it. So they straightened it, but they also chewed up the dovetail in the process. So rather than ship it back to them, I'm going to drive this out myself and just file it, and I'll take care of that in the process of dehorning this whole little revolver. Next step is I'm going to lock this in a vise and just take emery cloth and go back and forth and get it nice and smooth. Then when things are all said and done on this whole dehorning job, all these straight lines, these polished flat lines, these will all be polished with flits. It'll all match nice. I think it's going to turn out nice when it's done. These little revolvers are built like a tank. I mean, their fit and finish is nice, but just like I said, you know, right here on the bottom of the frame, that's super pointy. The cylinders are pointy on it. This whole thing was cut off straight and super pointy. You can pretty much slice your hand open with it or open up a box. So I just don't like that. I like the dehorned look. I have a Sig Sauer SAS that's dehorned, and I really like it. And I do carry this gun a lot as a little get-off-me gun, little backup gun. If I don't feel like carrying, this thing's usually with me all the time. I do take this thing to the range. I have this, and I have another North American Arms Pug. Not Pug, I'm sorry, the Black Widow. Great gun, which I'm going to dehorn that after I'm done with this one. But these little guns do shoot pretty accurate. I mean, in a close quarter situation, you're going to get yourself out of a jam with this little thing, believe it or not. I carry it with the Gold Dot short-barreled recipe, so that it works well ballistically out of this little revolver. And it's just a great, great little gun. All right, guys, we're going to hop off for some final thoughts. All right, so in closing, I think it's coming out pretty good so far. I did have that little incident when I sent it back to North American Arms where they chewed up the dovetail, but again, I will get that fixed myself. I'll just file it out and address it. But I think it's coming out pretty good so far. I will update you guys when this thing is done. I'll definitely do another video, definitely post some pictures on Instagram and my Facebook page, so stay tuned for that. All right, any questions or comments, leave them down below. Hit a like on the video if you guys liked the video. Be sure to hit that bell icon to get notified when I make new content, and we'll see you guys in the next one.